Okay, we're looking now at the rest of the communication mix elements. Last slides were all about the advertising. Now we're looking at the main promotional communication aspects that go beyond this. Now what we have here, the picture here is um, Felix Baumgartner. I'm reading this, who jumped out of the skydived out of a space capsule, in 2012, and he flew approximately 24 miles down to Earth before parachuting, at the very end. So, of course, Red Bull sponsored this, and this was part of their communication approach. So, the amount of hits that they got on YouTube and the amount of publicity, the fact that we're talking about it, they feel that is more value for money, and also it reinforces the brand values of Red Bull, a bit daring, a bit, imaginative and bold. So, it ties up. So we'll look at these examples. Now what we have here is a diagram of the marketing communications mix. Of course, different books will put different order or different stress, different points. The key thing is, as long as you know they're trying to promote, they're trying to communicate at all times. So we've already looked at advertising. We're going to look here at public relations. We're going to look at sales promotion. Going to look at personal selling and sponsorship, which some people some people include in PR, but we'll treat it differently here. So we're going to look at these things just to show how, to give a flavour of them. Now, these are topics that are in depth in their own right. They have major books on them, so we'll just cover the key points of them. Now, starting here with sales promotions. Now, of course, there's a definition from Del Pelsmacher there. Communications generate extra sales. Now, yes, it can be your existing customers or the new customers on the basis of this. I think there's a bigger emphasis now on your own customers. Keep your own customers happy before trying to win other people. You might have to, you might be at risk of losing them. So keep them happy here. Now, there's an Institute of Promotional Marketing. So this is something I'll try and put the link onto whatever it is we have things these days, just to show you that this is big business here. And they've got certain codes, they've got rules and regulations, and they've got master classes and how these things should be run. Now, you may, for loyalty cards, for example, you may have a Boots Advantage card or a Sparks card. Incidentally, I do have a Sparks card, and I think they've upped their game recently. I was in Mark's just last week actually, and they said, "Oh, there's your Sparks card. Here's a bag. One of these sort of whatever they're made of, not plastic, but not a bag for life, but it was a good bag." And I thought, hey, that's really nice. Might have spent a lot of money there, but that £1.50 bag really made my day here. Interesting enough, the advert here, Paddy Power, which I tend to focus a lot on really, but they're saying loyalty's dead, live for rewards. And the thing is, what they've got there rather cheekily is Rory Giggs, Rory Giggs, who is Ryan Giggs' brother. And you may remember Ryan Giggs had an affair with his wife, and so it blew up in the papers, etc. Now Paddy Power used him in their advert, so they're saying it's not about loyalty, it's about the reward. And you'll notice here, Ryan Giggs played for Manchester United, so he's holding a Manchester City mug. It's typical Paddy Power, right? But it's about the rewards. Now, what we're looking at here is factors influencing sales promotions. Now, look at this one, communications clutter. There's just so many adverts, so many PR stunts, so many press releases. We're surrounded by them every day of the year. So maybe what matters most is something that gives you something that you didn't have, right? Like that Marks and Spencer's bag. I was happy. The fact I'm telling you about it shows you A, how happy I am, and B, how pathetic my life is, which is quite sad recently. Anyway, however, ignoring that. So, lack of differentiation. Funnily enough, I've also got a bottle of water here. I couldn't tell you one bottle of water from another. Some people claim you can, right? So, if I can't perceive any difference between the products, if somebody does something extra, that's what I'll go for here. Measurability means you can measure. Marks and Spencer can measure how many bags they gave out. Paddy Power might measure how many people they sign up. So you can measure it. And it can be short term. You know, sometimes you're thinking you're under pressure. Let's just get sales out for the next few months. Boom, get them up here. This one's also important. The buying decision taken in store. You're in store, you're walking around, you know how it's like. You go in for a few things, you end up getting more, but it's the eye catching. It's your last chance to grab your attention. Boom, there's something there. I'll have that here. You know, you might have missed the advert, you might have missed the press release, you might have missed this, whatever it may be, the sponsorship, but you see the sales promotion. And this one's relevant, declining brand loyalty. You know, the fact is we just don't care, right? We just think, you know, I don't care whether I buy it from this place or that place. If I get that brand or that brand, who will give me something more here, right? So these are factors. Oh, distribution channel power means the fact that, you know, often it's a case of these guys might be choking off you know, you from your customers. So it's a case of getting past that so that you can, you know, appeal directly to the consumer at the final end here. So these are all some of the factors influencing sales promotions. Another exciting diagram here, which I made up myself naturally. What's it saying here? Yeah, it's also just saying, look, you've got trade promotions that are aimed at the distributors. We don't see them, right, because they're behind the scenes. So you might walk in and think, why is there, you know, this big display right in front of you? It's because that's the distributor pushing it because they've got an incentive from the manufacturer. Or sometimes we've got a consumer promotion, and this is the one we'll focus on, where it's aimed at us, right? And quite often it'll be a combination of the both of them, right? So you might give an incentive to the distributor, to the retailer to push the product, and an incentive to the consumer to pull it off the shelf. So you might say, you know, I'm a retailer, yeah, we're also doing this for the consumer, and if you do this, it's a win-win situation. Now what we've got here is just I'm asking you 6 different types of consumer sales promotions, right? There's one there, there's the Haribo display, you know, that's what you'd have there, something you go in, the big bear. If you're a kid, you know, you'd love that sort of thing there. Um, so that's we've mentioned loyalty cards. What I want you to do is to try and find out some of the others, okay? Just, you know, Google it or whatever it may be. There's a whole lot more of them, and the fact is, well, I'll probably be try and do it just now because some of them get mentioned in the next few slides, right? So shut me up and go and add these in. And of course, I mentioned that the focus is mainly on the consumer sales promotions, but let's not forget trade sales promotions as well. You know, and this is mentioned in the Dip Simkin book. I think I've got a quiz on this as well, you know. But, you know, buyback allowance. So it could be, you know, you take the product, we'll buy it back if you don't sell it. You know, to give them allowance for buying, you know, you count and recount, I have no idea what that means. Free merchandise, you know, allowance for getting money for this. Cooperative advertising. You know, you joint, you put club together to put in an advert here. You're an official dealer on this. Push money. This is what I think we mentioned in the retail for the pricing that some of the or was it the product that supermarkets would say, yeah, we'll take money to put you in the key shelves here, right? We'll take money to launch your products here. So you're pushing it to them here. Competitions, it could be who sells the most, and dealer loader, which I not the faintest idea about, can't remember, but I'm sure you can look it up and let me know. See me, see professionalism. Now you might be asking yourself, why are sales promotions used? Why are they used? Well, there's a whole set of reasons here. A database that's they're keen to get your name, your address, your phone number, etc. All these things here, so that once they've got you, you can keep going. One of the things we mentioned a few you brought up advertising and like charity adverts. And charities, what they know is that you could see an advert for something that's special to you and they get money from you. And they know if you give once, you'll give twice. You'll give 3 times. So that's why they'll work on you. Go back to someone, and even someone who gives money £2 a month, go and see if they can make it £3 a month, right? because once you know people are interested, you can work in this. Yes, I hope you got that one. Deseasonalised sales, which is trying to even it out a wee bit, and maybe that's trying to push your lawnmowers, maybe about December, just to get them out the shelf, just to sort of make it easier. So it's trying to take the sting out the highs and lows here. Reward loyal customers we mentioned, get new customers, generate inquiries, get people, to phone you up and ask about something. Match a competitor. Whatever they're doing, you do it, right? Get trial, right? And this is why sometimes, I was in a bar once and they came in with some new drink I'd seen on TV. It looked glamorous. I think it was called Madison, can't remember. And these girls came in and they were the free samples and it was all razzmatazz and they gave out the drink free and it was rubbish, right? So I tried it, hated it, but at least I tried it anyway. And new sales leads, more to the business side here, where you can get someone who's got an interest, go and speak to them about this. So a whole lot of reasons why you would use a sales promotion. Okay. I put this one in here, extreme couponing, because there's a program on one of the many Sky channels and it's about extreme couponing, and you'll see people who go to unbelievable lengths to get the price, what they're paying at a supermarket, and how they'll do it. In one case, the woman was there for about 3 hours just going through the checkout because she had all these different, she had to put them through different ways, but she gets her bills way down. It's unbelievable. Now the Americans are more into couponing than we are in the UK. Now that's slightly changing here, because I don't know if it's a class thing. I don't know if we feel awkward handing over something saying lower money, but now with the reduce the price, but now with the phone it's much more subtle and indirect. So this thing here, it said average monthly coupon savings increased from to £6.59. So 65% of consumers have used a coupon at the till. In fact, going back to Marks and Spencer's, they've varied it. They'll say things like, "Oh, you've spent £50, get £5 off next time," or if you spend 50 or spend 60, get £6, 70, get £70 off. All this thing. So it's specific to you. And if you're buying nappies, I'll say, "Oh, you bought nappies. I'll give you a specific offer on that," because it's the smarter systems here. But look at this, downloading a coupon from the internet, and making it viral. Again, this can be used here. It's easier to use it. So this was from research in 2016. You can tell I'm up to date here, but internet coupon usage has risen, and it's the 25 to 34-year-olds are leading the way. And if you think of Groupon and all these sort of price promotions, this topic crosses over with pricing, obviously, but this is one where we respond to a price here. Now, this wee kid here, and this was what he did. I think in America they produced booklets with all these coupons, and what he did was he was at a garage full of all of these products here, and bizarrely he also had tampons that were on special offer. Either that makes him a really great catch for a boyfriend, or maybe one to avoid. I suspect it's maybe the latter, but hey, I'm not judging, right? But this was what he was doing with all these things in his garage, as you would say. Link here, I'll put on whatever it is we use again, Google Plus thing, and it's how you can save money with it. So Martin Lewis, a financial expert, and it's about why pay extra for something you can get cheaper. And I think what he's saying is we should be more like the Americans, more bold and saying, yeah, that's my coupon, I want my money off, right? We'll see if it happens. And ask yourself, do you use coupons? When do you use them? Or have you had them? When don't you use them? Now this one here is key issues. It's the cost. So how much will it cost? When is it going to take place? How will you measure it, right? Can you tell if your sales promotion is a success? Now you've got to think what can go wrong, right? And that's why it's tying in here to the Hoover free flights issue. Now, you have to know about this because it was such a big deal at the time. There's a link to the story, Hoover key free flights fiasco, which I'll put on our googly stuff. Long story short, if you bought a Hoover for £179, you get free flights to America. Now this is like maybe the late 80s, early 90s. The cost of these flights were something like maybe like 500, 600, £700. So people were thinking, yeah, I'm doing that. Result was utter chaos, right? Very few people got to America, people took them to court, and it was a disaster for Hoover, and it ruined their brand name, right? So it's one of the things you need to know about. If you can do marketing, everyone has to know about the Hoover free flights fiasco. And bet you, if you're the person in charge of this, you'd in the doghouse really for it. Sold a lot of Hoovers, but a lot of people once they got them would never buy them again. So what else have you got to do, key issues? Integrate it with other promotional activities. It's not just a sales promotion. You advertise it. You maybe build it in with a trade sales promotion. You maybe have a sponsorship thing linked with it. There could be direct mail. You mix and match it all, and you try and get things integrated here, which is a big thing in marketing. Integrated marketing and communications can be short term, but it can also be long term. You might run something years in advance here, and again, you're asking, does it reach the target market, right? Is it reaching the people you want it to meet? And are you clear about what you're trying to achieve here? What's your goal? What's your objective? So if they're not clear, that'll impact upon your aims here, okay? So that's the sales motions that we're looking here at. PR, public relations. Again, we've got a Chartered Institute of Public Relations, which I'll put on the site, and a link to the 20 best PR campaigns. Now, keywords here is deliberate, right? You plan it, and it's a sustained effort. It's not just something, let's do it on the Monday, let's go away for the rest of the week. And it's about mutual understanding so that you know your audience and they know you, right? And it's reputation, right? So what you do, what you say, and what others say about you, it helps shape opinions. One of the best quotes I saw about PR was basically, you can repaint the colour of an outdoor toilet, but it won't make it smell any better. Of course, the Dove here using their advertising, which is also brings in with the PR, how they're saying, yeah, we're going to show models who are not the size 3 models, etc., young, etc. They change it and don't have to dye their hair, etc. When I saw the words there, grey and gorgeous, I thought they were talking about me. Turns out they weren't. It could have been. So, moving on quickly. Right, I don't know if this is going to come up, I hope it doesn't, but it's basically, I'll put the video on our YouTube channel, and it's always like a girl. It's a fantastic videos on YouTube, and it's basically, they say to these young girls, how does a girl throw a ball? And it will show you, right? They show you mature ones, and they compare it with what younger girls do. So I'll take this away. Do you want to continue? No. So watch that. It's fantastic, and that's PR, right? That's them just trying to change attitudes. Obviously, they're helping the brand here, but I just think this is a fantastic campaign, and it makes you think about when you use phrases such as, oh, it's such a big girl's blouse, or like a big Jessie. All these words really makes you think about this. I don't know if I'm still recording here because I seem to have, hang on, I'm going to stop this a second.